Okay, so we are back with our 2 days of live coverage of the American Colleges Horizon Conference in sunny Orlando. And up next, and I've been really looking forward to this, we have Jean Chatzky, who I've been a fan of for quite some time. And it's a real thrill for you to take some time to speak with us today.
My pleasure.
I should also mention that Jean is the CEO of HerMoney. So we were talking a bit off camera, and there's a lot we can be talking about. But what I would love to really focus in with you, because I really consider you to be the OG of the Finfluencers, right?
That
truly.
just means I'm old, right?
Well, you and I both, I suppose, but we've been doing this for a long time and really delivering a lot of great content. So as you know, what we talk about on goRIA is why should someone go RIA and how can they go RIA? So something I talk about a lot about going RIA, higher payouts, more freedom, that's fantastic. But what I really love about it is the freedom to get your message out the way you want to get it out with a lot less obstacles, a lot less friction than you might have in the broker-dealer space.
No compliance.
Exactly, or at least more reasonable compliance, as I would like to put it perhaps. And so from your perspective as a real Finfluencer for some time, how are you seeing that evolving now that you're seeing everyone has a YouTube channel and there's so much information out there? What are your thoughts on that?
It's so interesting. I was looking at the lineup for the upcoming FinCon conference, and the number of Finfluencers has just exploded. And it's exploded because people have figured out that they can actually make a living giving financial advice or make some money giving financial advice. I feel about Finfluencers the same way I felt about the more traditional media channels when I was reporting at Forbes and Smart Money and Money, which is you have to figure out who is trustworthy. You have to figure out who makes sense for you to listen to. And there is a quality of the information factor, right? There are people out there like Vivian Tu, for example, who is excellent. I mean, she's just excellent. She's very well researched, well reported. I would take what she says and I would believe it. There are other people who you wonder where did they get this, who is paying them to say it, and can you trust this information? And look, I've got a podcast. My podcast has sponsors. I make money from my podcast, but I'm also trained as a reporter. And I think you need to sort of vet the voices coming into your phone or your other screens to understand what's valuable and what should be discarded.
Yeah, and now more than ever, because as we can see with our setup here, where we're commenting, it doesn't take much to get yourself set up with a camera and push it out to anyone that's willing to listen to it. And something that you mentioned I think is worth exploring a bit. So there's, named sponsors, and it's a sponsor. And I think that's great. Some of the bigger concerns I have is when you don't really see that money trail. Why is this person promoting this, Index Universal Life product so much? What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's quite possible that this person is not following the rules. Right? If you are being paid directly for a message, you've got to label that it's an ad. I mean, the FTC has really strict rules that you have to follow. I suppose if you are an advisor selling a particular product that nobody is paying you to message for, you're just sort of getting that organic traffic, well, maybe you don't. Maybe it's not as clear, and then it's on the consumer to really keep their eyes open. I mean, I think the old rules apply. If it sounds too good to be true, it's too good to be true. If you don't understand it, you shouldn't be buying it. If the person who is messaging to you is not explaining things in a way that makes it very clear why this is a match for your life, then that's an unfollow in my book, right? We all, there's so many sources of information, written, online. We have to figure out the 3 or 4 that make sense for us to listen to on a consistent basis, track those people, pay attention to what they say, because honestly, there's not enough time in the day to pay attention to all the different voices. And sometimes it's the loudest ones that surface.
Yeah.
And they may not be the right voices for you.
Absolutely. So as we're coming up on time, maybe just do a little bit of a pivot.
Sure.
And if you would speak perhaps to the aspiring Finfluencers out there, how do they get started? What should they be thinking about? What's that first move for them?
I think that the reason that I've had a long career is that I know what makes me different, right? I explain things in language that people can understand. That's it. When I get hired for any job, for any purpose, that is the reason. And to any inspiring Finfluencer, I would say, figure out what your deal is. Figure out why somebody should listen to you, what makes you special, what makes you deserving of that space on their phone, and then you'll be able to figure it out.
Authenticity is what that sounds like to me.
I think so, but
Yeah.
I also think it's there is a podcaster named Doc G. I don't know if you've talked to him before,
No.
but he is the doctor who has specialized in hospice. He's got a lot of insight into end-of-life issues. He's a Finfluencer.
Yeah.
He's a Finfluencer with a very specific area of expertise that makes him worth listening to. And he knows that, and he leans into it. And so I think understanding what makes you different and special is really important.
Love that. Okay, and I couldn't let you go without talking a bit about your new book that's coming out.
You're very kind. I have a book coming out in September. It's called The Forever Paycheck.
Ooh.
It's about decumulation, because we've gotten very good at accumulating money, but when it comes to flipping the switch to spending down, we have something to learn.
All right. Well, I tell you what, when it comes up, we would love to have you on the podcast to do a deep dive in that, if that's
Love
okay.
to come back.
All right. Well, Jean, thanks so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Okay. So we still have some more content coming later today. I'll be back in another 45 minutes, and I will see you then. All right. Thanks again. That was fantastic.
Thanks.